16 to 10 in BCS rankings. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know, I guess a lot of people had a chance to watch that game, and they saw a football team that's resilient, a football team that come from behind and just play hard. And it's good. Our players, and I tell them all the time that, you know, anything that happens with this football program is because of what you've done, and when you let the outside look at how hard you're playing, and just what you're bringing in this university is really great. So, but the thing we can't do is just get caught up in the rankings and get caught up with where we're at, because we still have 4 games to go play. So if we allow that to happen and we go stub our toe, then there's no telling where you will drop.
You talk about the knack this team has at winning. It just seems like, if you leave the statistics aside for a second, because in a lot of categories they're not really how to win, they have this sort of nebulous sense of knowing how to win.
And that goes back to just confidence and this the team. They believe in one another. If you look at our offense, you know, when you have a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater and you have the receivers like Andrell, Devontae, you look at Copeland, we have players that can make plays, and then on defense just go out and just get a stop and get the ball back for our offense. And we know that, and our guys on defense feel that. They know just get the ball back in the offensive hand, then we have a chance to go win the football game. You know, I think about Copeland. I think about the plays our receivers are making. You look at the Kentucky game, Copeland makes a big catch coming out of, we were backed up, makes a big catch coming off the goal line. And then you look at the last game against South Florida, makes a big catch. And then you look at this game, he goes down and makes a big catch. And then you throw the ball out there to Devontae. And I always tell our receivers, say, I've yet to see a guy take a slant or take a hitch and go score with. And you know, it reminded me of that yesterday with Devontae taking the distance. But it's this team that's the confidence and what they believe in one another and just how they feel about one another. Now they are coming together as a team. So when you have that within a football team, then the will to win, you just feel like, hey, we can't be beat right now if we just get an opportunity to go score.
How good does that feel as a head coach, knowing that you have a team made up of that, Charlie?
Well, it feels really good because, you know, at no point in a game that you just feel like if you just keep it close, just keep the game close and just close enough till the end where we have an opportunity where we can get the ball back. We had that ball, I think, 50 seconds to go. We throw the corner route out to Radcliffe, and then they bring a corner blitz. And if the receiver sees a corner blitz, Teddy's ready. He's locked on to throw the ball out to the wide receiver, but the receiver just ran a different route. If he catches that ball, we're going to be in field goal range and probably would have never gotten to overtime. But it just feels really good as a head coach that you know that you have that much confidence, and the players have confidence in one another.
Charlie, on the kickoff coverage, is it a matter of maybe Wallace not getting the ball deep enough, or is the guys not staying disciplined in their running lanes? What has led to some of the bigger returns?
On the kickoff coverage, it's about keeping the ball inside and in front of you. It doesn't matter where the ball is kicked. It's all about just defeating the blocker and where the ball is. You know, you always want to cross in the opposite direction if someone's trying to block you. We haven't done a good job with that. You know, guys see someone coming to block you and he'll stay inside of it and try to beat the block. You can't beat the block. You got to go attack the blocker and shed the block and get across his face, and that's what we're not doing a good job right now.
The week before Appleby, I think, kicked off last week, Wallace, are you looking for somebody to get it deeper, or was that just something to try Appleby in there for a couple times?
No, it's just all about just consistency of who can get the ball down and get enough hang time on it. But we have enough. You look at the guys who are running down, they're skill guys, and so they are able to get down the field and make the hit and make the blockers and go make a tackle.
I think on one of the last kickoffs you guys had, Pryor and McGriff Culver were in, and they weren't in on earlier kickoffs. I believe it was both of them. Is there any thought about kind of just shaking up personnel-wise, the guys out there?
No, those guys were. I mean, Pryor and McGriff Culver starts on the kickoff. So those guys, because if you look at it, it's DBs and linebackers and a couple of receivers. So it's not so much personnel. It's all about just guys getting off blocks. So it doesn't matter whoever runs down there, the ball's kicked. You know, you got to go defeat a blocker.
In 100 years of football, this program has never been 9-0, roughly 100. Do the guys get the sense of, on the one hand, how historic this run has been, but also because there's a lack of history here, you still sort of earning respect as you go?
You are, and that's the thing about it. You have to earn respect as you go along, and you just look at what has happened within the program, and I you know how kids are, they just live in the now, they don't ever look back in the past and look at what history can do for them, because the only thing they're thinking about, hey, right now, let's go get this next game. And what's really good about this team is we don't even talk about the record, they don't even say, hey, we're 8-0 or whatever, it's all about the next opponent.
In that vein, last year you were 2-4, put together a run for, co-Big East title. This year, it's all on you. Has your message changed to the players when you're in this position? You don't need help from anybody else, it's all on you.
Well, it is, but it's been on us from the start, and I told them that when you were picked to win this conference, and the target was on your back right from the beginning. So now it's all about us each week going to go play, and now you're in the conference schedule, so each game counts. So we can't stub our toe, we can't slip it off. We have to play good each week because it's a conference opponent.